How much would having a suit made cost?
Well, I mean, we had, as I say, 2 local gentlemen's tailors, and you could buy a good made-to-measure suit for £5. But then that was expected to last you almost a lifetime. I know one of our friends who was a local farmer, when he was in his 60s, he was still wearing the suit that he was married in. Clothes were a reasonable price, but of course wages were so low that I suppose they seemed fairly high. I know I had a made-to-measure suit in the 1930s, quite a nice cloth, and it fitted me perfectly. And that only cost me £3.10. And I wore that one for years until after I was demobbed. I still wore it a bit. There again, you see, clothes. Most people, they had a best suit and a working suit. Towards the end of the 1930s, quite a few of the young men had sports coats and flannels, but there was nothing in the way of leisure wear of any sort at all. I mean, most people had 2 pairs of shoes. They luckily had 2 even. You'd have a pair of vest and a pair of either working shoes or working boots. If you went to the seaside, you wore your best suit with an open neck, perhaps. So that only came in the late 1930s. Otherwise, you had collar and tie. As I say, we had 2 gentlemen's tailors. So I can remember, just barely remember one, Mr. Pring, up near the town hall, and he had 3 or 4 men working for him, and you could see them all sitting cross-legged in the shop. I suppose in a way it was a sort of to call it line, the cars production line. One man would be sewing buttonholes, another man would be sewing sleeves, and so on, all by hand, and each to his own job. Yeah, it was the same as ladies' clothes. The milliners made clothes as well as having.
Did they sell a lot of fabric for people to make their own?
Yes, clothes fabric, and of course curtain and bed linen. A lot of people made their own sheets, and all made their own curtains, more or less, apart from the gentry, of course. And of course, some of the gentry. People with the big houses, we had half a dozen around here, where they employed perhaps 15 to 20 people, had them in uniform. Not brass buttons, that sort of thing, but a particular type of coat and trousers, and that was made specially by the local tailors. And that was more or less, that was a regular order for them once every 2 or 3 years.